It's Marvel Fan 45 here, and today we're going to be looking back at Dracula 1992. Now, I did my favorite movie of all time video today. I showed Dracula 1992, but I think that warrants more exclamation than just a little video on it. So, this will also be a re-review of it. So, Nymphomaniac 1 and 2 originally, beat Dracula 1992 for me. I was like, there are no films better than these two films right here. And I thought they beat Dracula 1992. Now, I rewatched Dracula 1992 recently, and I didn't finish it because I ended up getting super tired and realizing I'd been watching movies so much the last couple of days, I just needed sleep. But, to give you an idea of how much I love it, seeing the opening scene again gave me chills because it's just so beautiful. And then, the opening war sequence where he's impaling all these guys and you don't see anything, but it's so graphic, and then the use of the shadows, and then the red coloring, the storm sequence, everything with Mina, Jonathan, and the gypsies. I love everything about this film. Everything is perfect about it. The acting, the one issue that's been brought up is Keanu Reeves' accent is bad, and I'll agree with that, but that does not take the story down. The scene where he sees all the gypsies eat the baby is one of the most screwed up scenes, because you just see, I don't want to spoil anything, but his reaction to that, then what Dracula does, and then storm sequence. Storm sequence, that scene gets me every time. The first time you watch it, you just think you're going crazy, because the entire thing is basically Dracula's coming to London, and everything is going insane because of it. So at mental hospital, everyone's going wild. Everyone on the ship that's carrying Dracula, it's super stormy. Everyone's scared. They don't know why it's stormy or what's up. And then Lucy, oh god. That scene with Dracula and Lucy, I can't say anything else because it's super shocking when you first see it. And of course, this movie uses graphic nudity for, you have to use it. It's Dracula. It's Dracula. That's just part of the story. Sorry, there's some person mowing in the background. You just gotta get that done occasionally. But, storm sequence is probably my favorite sequence in any scene of cinema. The way it's shot, the way it's acted, and then, because after the storm sequence, you think everything's just dark and horrible, but then Von Helsing comes in, then all of a sudden everything's Anthony Hopkins. This is probably my favorite performance from him, which is a bit controversial, considering Silence of the Lambs. I think this should have beaten it at the Oscars. Easily beats it. I love the film, but this is just leagues and leagues beyond it. But yeah. Oh, and then the sort of, wait, no, Yeah, Anthony Hopkins is Van Helsing, but Gary Oldman as Dracula is just classic. I mean, Gary Oldman as Dracula is what made like the lines more famous, like "Why don't you drink one?" or like, oh, I could gush about this film for literally like 20 minutes. But Anthony Hopkins pretty much brings light into the movie. But like the scene where Jonathan and Mina are talking to him in the restaurant, and then this is funnier with context. And then Keanu Reeves, who's Jonathan, asks him, "So how did Lucy die?" And his response is just like, because his wife is there and she doesn't know Lucy's what she turns out to be. And so Anthony Hopkins just goes in the most serious tone, "Oh, we just cut off her head and put a stake through her heart." And then immediately Keanu Reeves is like, "No, you can't say that. You have to like, it's funnier with context." I don't remember the full lines of it, but like all the acting, top notch. The directing by Francis Ford Coppola. Okay, so The Godfather Part 1 and Part 2 are beautiful, but Dracula 1 and 2 are wow. Like, as I said, the opening war sequence, the end sequence with the chase, that's one of the most intense chases I've ever seen in a movie. But, like, he made Dracula's castle completely, like, more. He made it without CGI. He made it practically. And it's amazing because the thing looks horrifying. And then the scene where Jonathan sees Dracula scuttle up the castle is a beautiful shot. And then, like, all the symbolism in the movie with all the talks about lust, what is love. That's one of the reasons it's my favorite movie. Like, Nymphomaniac 1 and 2 are my second favorite movie. I've learned I love movies that explore human sexuality, and this movie does it possibly the best I've ever seen out of any movie besides Nymphomaniac 1 and 2. Those explore it in a more modern sense. But like how when Mina meets Dracula, like, I won't say which time, but when Mina meets Dracula, and she's in the red dress, or like when she's super sad that she can't date Dracula, basically, and you see everything in black and white, and the character perspective thing is amazing because it switches perspectives a lot. Like, you go from mental asylums to like boats to houses. You go all over the place. You go to Transylvania, but like it's all seamless, so it's like it just seems like that's the direction the story would go. But like the amazing thing is it's all told through diary entries of different people, and you'd think that would be like too much jumping around, but there isn't at all. Like everything is spent at the perfect time, everything is perfectly paced. And now this movie isn't an epic in the sense of the Godfather epic, which I need to find The Godfather, the complete epic, where it's all three movies combined, but that's completely off topic. But like, it's an epic story. It's like a huge, vast scale of like Dracula's impact. Oh, love this film so much. But like, Mina is my favorite character in the entire thing. It's Winona Ryder's best role easily. She has to show so many emotions. Oh, and I didn't even bring up the shadows yet. How could I talk about Dracula 1992 without bringing up the shadows? So like every Francis Ford Coppola movie sort of has its unique thing. For this movie, it's like one of my favorite shots in any movie. The scene where Dracula's talking to Jonathan, and he's, oh yeah, with the map scene. So he's behind this map, and you see Dracula's shadow reflecting, and then you see, like, what Dracula wants to do to Jonathan. So, like, you see his shadow come and choke Jonathan, and then, like, this is actually pretty genius too. The scene where Mina's at the party with Lucy, and then you see Dracula's shadow just cast over the entire thing. And that sort of foreshadows the entire rest of the movie if you think about it. Because the story is like all about Dracula and Mina, really, when you think about it. But like, and Van Helsing, but like, Van Helsing's just amazing. But like, I can see why people don't like this film. I mean, it's like 2 hours and 8 minutes, which isn't too bad. And like, it's more artsy and a bit slower moving than Francis Ford Coppola's other. Well, The Godfather is fast paced, but slow paced at the same time. But this movie's more of a, so like, I look at it in acts. So like, Act 1 is Jonathan goes to Transylvania. The end of Act 1 is the storm sequence. Act 2 begins, Dracula's in London now, and he meets Mina. Act 3 ends with the vampire hunters finally encountering Dracula. In Act 3 is the final chase in Transylvania, in the hunt for Dracula, in one of the greatest movie endings ever. But like, this movie also deals with like symbolism a lot. So like the opening scene when he stabs the cross and all the blood comes out, there's clearly some symbolism there, but I need to explore that more. But another reason people probably won't like this film is because it's more artsy than like The Godfather, where The Godfather is like a mob movie. This is like, I mean, you could say a love story, but it's more of a horror movie. Well, it's a horrific love story. It's, can't really define a genre, because it's also a comedy at times with Van Helsing. Yeah, if you haven't seen this movie, check it out. Buy it. I already own one DVD of it, but I'm planning to buy a special edition of it. So yeah, this is my favorite film. Stay safe, stay quarantined, and have a good day.